Hi, my name is Beth Azor, and I own shopping centers in South Florida. And this is my podcast, I Own a Shopping Center.
So I wanted to talk to you today about any of you out there that are considering selling your shopping center, and what are some things you can do or you should start thinking about that you want to do for a potential buyer. So sometimes when I'm looking at shopping centers, one of the first things I do is I want to know how many options the tenants have. For some reason, some owners think it's a really good idea to give 2 5-year options on a tenant that has a 3-year term. So I know you guys have heard me say this in the past. I only give an option to match the commitment. So if the tenant does a 5-year option, a 5-year initial term, I'll give you a 5-year option. And unless it's a national credit tenant like Starbucks, I am not putting any set increases in the options. So it would be an option at market. So when I'm looking at a center to buy, if there are 20 tenants and let's say 5 are nationals that have options at, maybe 15% increase every 5 years, I understand that and I accept that. But if they do something silly like that with the other 15 locals, I have a big problem with that. I probably won't buy the shopping center because that is what I consider my value add. So do I buy 40% empty shopping centers? I do not. That is, for me, that kind of value add is not for me. My value add is I want to buy a 100% leased shopping center in a market that I know well, and I know that the rents are too low, right? So I am looking so when you're thinking, okay, in the next year or two, I want to sell, do not give set increases in the option terms. That will really turn off a lot of buyers like me. So another couple of things to do, and this also would come into effect with financing. Do a search on open permits, because every time we do refi, we find out that we've got open permits. And it's a pain in the butt to try to get these permits closed, especially if the tenants open the permits. We got to chase down the tenant. They've got to find their contractor. It's really a pain in the butt. So do like a search to see if there are any open permits that the lender, or if you're selling, the buyer's attorney is going to bring to your attention. So if you're think ahead, okay, we're going to sell in the next 6 months, do the open permit check so that you can take care of that. And contracts. So I was looking to buy a shopping center, vendor contracts. I was looking to buy a shopping center, and the owner had signed a 5-year contract with a lighting company to replace like LEDs, and he paid them like $1,500 a month, for nothing, infuriating. So, and it's a 5-year contract. And I think at the end of the 5-year contract, if they don't renew, I think the LED company can come and take the LED lights out. I'm not 100% on that, but all my contracts are 30-day notice terminations, all of them. I don't sign any contracts that have ridiculous multi-year contracts. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. So anyway, 30-day contracts to terminate so that the buyer they can retain your landscaper or your porter or your garbage people, but they can also bring in their own if they want to. So those are some ideas that I'm running into, actually looking at a couple properties to buy. And here's something else that I'm running into also is if I find a property that I want to buy and there are month-to-month leases, I want to buy them with the month-to-month leases. Now, I completely 100% understand that the seller wants to lease those spaces because they want to capitalize the income. So I try to say, look, what is the price as if you were going to lease it? And I know, you would never buy on projected income, only buy on NOI, net operating income in place. But if you know that the rental prices might be lower than they think they are, then I want to do this. I want to pay a little more and I want to lease the spaces. I don't want them to lease the spaces. So that is a very difficult thing to navigate, and I'm in the middle of trying to navigate that. So stay tuned and see if I come out ahead or not. But so don't give them a bunch of options with fixed increases. Don't do long-term contracts, and check to make sure you don't have a bunch of open permits, because if you want to sell, all of those things are going to get in your way. I hope you liked this podcast this week, and we'll talk to you next time. Hey, share this on social. Tell people that you like it. Share it with your friends who own shopping centers. Let's get the subscriptions up. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.